Hi, I'm Hannah. Thanks for watching. Okay, I am just gonna get into it today because I feel like I have so much to talk about. It has been a while since my last video, like 2 weeks, and nap time feels like shorter and shorter every day. But if we haven't met before, I'm Hannah. I am a mom and a knitter, and I design some children's knitwear on the side just a little bit. And yeah, I'm happy you're here, happy you're watching. You can find me on Instagram too. That's probably where I'm most active. But yeah, I drop my videos like every other Thursday. And yeah, okay, that's all I have. I'm just gonna start. I have finished objects, just one. I shared this 2 weeks ago on my podcast with my sister. If you haven't watched that, that was a fun one to record and to watch back when I was editing, because we talk about all the things that we have knit recently and that we've both knit. We answer a few questions about like how we started knitting, what's it like to knit with your sister, fun things like that. Yeah, okay, so finished object. This is what I was talking about on there. This is my project for the grading class I'm doing by Julie Robinson from Julie at Work. It is incredible. I'm hoping it's going to up my pattern game, mostly just up. I did previously know how to grade, but it was very time consuming for me. And so I'm hoping it's going to decrease that time, that precious time that I find in the margins. So yeah, I'm excited about that. But this is the project that I did for it. It's cute. I love it. I want one for myself. Anyway, this is a drop shoulder construction, just with this cable panel on the front. It's not in the back. Simple sweater. It's a worsted weight. I use Cascade 220 worsted. Color is Irish cream. I knit this for my son Ollie. I believe this is the size 2 years. Yeah, so he hasn't worn it yet because I like to keep things unworn until, except for hats, because he really likes his hats, but I keep them unworn until I get like pictures and stuff like that. But I don't know when I'm gonna launch this. I have like the pattern written up. I sent it to tech editing, but I'm thinking about waiting to release it till the fall, just because it is like a little bit of a heavier weight since it's worsted. But anyway, I'm really happy with it. It was definitely like a triumph for me for the grading process. It looks really cute on Ollie. Yeah, but I haven't taken pictures yet because it's just been really hot outside, and if Ollie wants to wear it, then he can wear it for pictures, but I usually try to get like the back of him. And so if he doesn't want to wear it, then I usually do like maybe a flat lay or try to put it on a hanger. But yeah, I haven't been very inspired lately for taking pictures. So anyway, I'm just holding on to it. And I'm actually considering, this is a good question for you guys, because I know a lot of you are test knitters, which is amazing. But I was thinking about, for this one, I've seen a lot of people doing private test knits. So I saw Laura of Penrose Knits. She's doing them now, and I mean, I suppose other people do, because all of a sudden I just see sweaters come out and I'm like, where was the test call for that? So basically you just use people who have test knit for you before. In general, when I choose my test knitters, I usually pick half people who have tested before and half who haven't, because I like to open it up. Really just come back to like the same test knitters because I have that like working relationship with them, and they, yeah, I don't know, like it's just really helpful. Of course, I love to have like, a lot of times I'll have people who English isn't their first language, so that is like really helpful for me to know, is my pattern clear? Or like for beginner knitters, that's awesome too, someone who's never cabled before, because that's kind of my audience, I guess, for children's knits. A lot of people use them as like a gateway into, I don't know, knitting for adults. So I love that, but just to streamline the process and make it easier on myself, I think, yeah, I'm thinking about switching to private tests. I don't know. I don't want to exclude people, but also it is something that I need to benefit from because I need to make the pattern like work, I guess, so that I can sell it. And yeah, so anyway, let me know what you think about private tests. I've never actually done one, so like I've never ran a private test, but I also don't think I've ever participated in a private test. Some people do, like, you know, first to your newsletter, then to the public. I do that anyway. But yeah, I've just been thinking about lately only using, like, offering it to previous testers. I don't know. Anyway, this is maybe coming this fall, but I'm really happy with it, and I need to make, I have another one that's like graded and stuff, but I haven't knit the sample yet, but it's for an actually like a summer sweater, so I should get on that instead of just thinking about this one. Anyway, that is my only finished object that I have. We were out of town 2 weeks ago. We went to the beach, and then last week we went to Disney World. I'm sure you've seen that on my Instagram. Yeah, we had the best time. That's what I knit my Disney hat for, the one with the Mickeys on it. I knit it for Ollie, but it turned out to be unseasonably warm in Florida. So it was like 90 degrees Fahrenheit, which is like maybe 32 or 33 Celsius. So it was pretty warm. So my son did not get to wear it, but that's okay. Like, he wears it all the time here. It's getting cool again. He can wear it here. So anyway, that's what that was for. But I didn't do a lot of knitting either of those trips. Yeah, kind of slowed down, which is fine with me. But plus with the class, it's just been a lot of computer work lately. But I did frog my Moby sweater. I feel like I haven't talked about it. I didn't really include it in my works in progress because I wasn't making any progress on it. I had done like the back panel, and yeah, I said that in my like what I'm knitting this spring video that I was going to make it. But I think I wasn't sure even when I said that. I'm pretty sure I said like, maybe I'll make this. I don't really know. Anyway, I knit the back panel and it was lovely. It's beautiful. I love everyone's Moby sweaters, but I don't think the yarn I chose, it wasn't working for me. It just wasn't what I wanted. So, and plus I had this one, highly textured. I was working on Moby sweater. I was making that cable design. So I just decided to let it sit. I let it sit for a while, and then I said, I'm just gonna scrap it. So I will probably make that in the fall. I don't know. It's like a timeless looking knit to me. So I'm not worried about like not having it now. I couldn't wear it right now anyway. It's far too warm, although it has cooled down here again. This morning it was below freezing. So I'm wearing my canvas sweater. It's in Vovo, light pink. Love the sweater. I just finished it recently. I'm wearing it next to skin. It's not super wash. I don't know. These are the questions I get about the yarn whenever I talk about it. So it's Vovo by Rosa Pomar. It's Portuguese wool. Yeah, I really like it. I feel like it's very sturdy while also has like a great sort of drape that I like. It's like sturdy, but it's not stiff. Yeah, the pattern calls for like worsted, I believe, but I use sport. I met gauge, and I'm really happy with how it looks. So you can see the pattern. Maybe if my phone will, there we go. Yeah. Pattern is lovely. The cable's on the sleeves I like. So yes, I'm so happy with it. I'm so glad I get to wear it. Okay, so anyway, after I frogged my Moby sweater, I cast this on. This is the first cardigan by Hive Knits, Lizzie of Hive Knits. And wow, first I'm gonna say the pattern is amazing. I don't know if it's called the first, like your first sweater and your first cardigan, because her instructions are so detailed, and so I'm not sure if that's like the intention behind it, but wow, it really could be, because her notes are incredible. She, like, maybe for someone who has been knitting as long as I have, which is not that long, but still a few years, it might be like too much. Like I did read the whole pattern, but then I was like, okay, I'm gonna just like move on. But wow, if it was your first sweater, like you would learn so much. So yeah, I definitely recommend it for like a beginner, even if it looks intimidating. She has just like, the pattern's like 35 pages. It's amazing, like stitch counts everywhere, instructional videos, like description, like word descriptions, but also picture descriptions. Yes, I was like blown away by the detail that goes into it. So anyway, Lizzie, I'm sure you're not watching, but if you ever were to watch this, I'm very impressed. Thank you. I hope you get to put more patterns out into the world. So anyway, I had my eye on this for a while, and then Molly, who works at the local yarn shop I often go to, I can't remember if she had the cardigan or the sweater, but I was just so inspired, and I had to have it, as they say. So I took this to Disney with me for the car knitting, and I didn't make that much progress on the way down, but I did almost finish the body on the way back. I did the ribbing when we got back, and now I have started the button band. I've just been picking up the stitches because I actually like doing that, and then I'll start the double knit button band, which I also like doing, but they are incredibly time consuming. So anyway, it's this lovely half fisherman's rib and stockinette across the front. It's like a v-neck cardigan. I ended up using like the yarn from my Moby sweater that I frogged. So that was this Knitting for Olive Mohair, and the color is Hazel, soft silk mohair Hazel. And I got this maybe last year to go, just to stash it, because I know I had a lot of like brownish colored yarns that I might want to hold with something for like a heavier weight garment. And then I'm also using this Purl Soho Good Wool, which I know you know by now, one of my favorites. So holding these together, I don't know if it's weird to put like this kind of wool, just like 100% wool, non-superwash with mohair. I don't really know a lot about like yarn combos, but anyway, it's a dream combo for me. I'm loving it. I'm really happy with it. I will say, I think I've been saying this is, I can't remember if this is reed gray or walking stick brown. Yeah, anyway, this is all I have left. So I shared before that I want to use a lot of my stash yarn this year. And so I'm not buying like new yarn because I have a lot of yarn in my stash. But if I have like more than half of the yarn for a project that I want to make, I'm okay with like buying. I'm gonna have to buy another one to finish the sweater. So I'm okay with that. Like if I have more than half, it's okay with me if I just have to buy another. That doesn't really count to me because I still am completing something, getting the yarn out. So anyway, yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to buy another one. Sad. I was like, maybe I can do the sleeves, but I can't do the button band for sure. I actually am using this in my blanket that I'll show next. So I'm like, oh, is there gonna be any extra? But I doubt it would be enough for sleeves. So anyway, just wait for that to go on sale. Probably put this on hold for a while because as I'm going to share soon, I have a lot of other things to be working on. So that is my first cardigan. And now I'm going to share my blanket. I also took this to Disney with us, and this is what I worked on the way down. So I finished, oh gosh, is this, okay, yeah. So it's starting to actually look like a blanket. You can see the, like, I don't know, the contrast color are coming together. This is the second main color that I added. It's looking really big now. So yes, I have almost done, well, this is my 6th square. So this is half, so wow. I think it ends the end of April. So as of right now, I'm not like super worried about getting it done. But it has been like a big undertaking. I don't want to like sell, I don't know the phrase, sell myself short. I think I've been discouraged because I haven't had as much content to share, as much knitting content like on my Instagram, and I see, you know, everyone is making lovely sweaters and testing new things, and designers are putting out designs, and I'm like, wow, I'm not really knitting that much. And then I remember that I am knitting a massive blanket that will hopefully be used for years to come for my family, and then I'm okay with that. And even if I wasn't, it would be okay if you're not putting out as much knitting as you'd like to. It's okay. We got lots of life going on behind the scenes. So anyway, yes, I do really like this. I'm really happy I decided to do it. Thank you, Purl Soho, for the yarn. It was nice on the way down because I could snuggle up with it while I was knitting on it. Yeah, so now by now I've used all of the colors, and yeah, this is the color that's in my sweater. So I just need to find out what this is. Which one is reed gray and which one is walking stick? I think this is reed gray and this is walking stick, because this looks more like a stick than this does, right? So I think I'm doing my sweater in walking stick. I'm gonna go with that. And if there's any left, I'll use it for my sleeves, but I don't think there will be enough. Okay. Now my future plans. I have one future plan for this month, and it is a swatch currently. Okay, so this is Albertine by Rerum Natura. I've never been fortunate enough to use their yarn, and now I am. This is a wool blend, 90% wool, 10% silk. It is beautiful and bouncy, and this color I absolutely love. This is for a sample knit. So if you're new, I don't know if you have heard me say, but I sample knit as well, just a couple a year. Yeah, I just decided to take a few more on because I also really enjoy it. I would not have purchased this yarn for myself just because, one, I'm not buying new yarn this year, but two, it's not quite in my price range, and so getting to use it and knit a incredible pattern with it, I feel very fortunate, and to be paid to do that is a wonderful privilege for sure. So I'm not going to share the pattern yet because I think it's a long time coming, and yeah, I just want to keep that like respect for the designer, but it is going to be good. And I'm very excited. So I probably won't share my progress on here just for that respect, but I wanted to show you guys the swatch and how lovely it is. And yeah, the drape is nice. Yes, so I'm excited about that. Okay, two more things. I have two more things. One is I wanted to plug my own pattern really fast. I released this almost a year ago. It is Micah's satchel, inspired by my little nephew because he loves to pick up like things on walks, and just, you know, he loves pockets, putting things in his pockets, things like that. So I made this tiny little satchel for him. Also could be a little purse. There's 3 different sizes, so if this looks small, there's 2 bigger ones. This is the smallest size, but it uses a DK weight like summer spring yarn. So I was just thinking about how perfect this would be for like an Easter gift, if you celebrate Easter, if you want to give your child a spring gift, like to put Easter eggs in or something like that. Yeah, anyway, oh, thanks for listening to that. The pattern's been up for like almost a year, but yeah, I just thought it was like the perfect timing to share this because it gives you enough time to make it before the spring Easter holidays or spring break if you have that, and to use some stash summer yarn. I used, one is in Drops Bell and one is in Sandisgarn Line, so that's what I used. Okay, my last thing is an acquisition. It is actually some yarn that I'm going to be giving as a gift. Dropped my tapestry needle. Anyone else find these like around the house? Okay, so this is yarn that I'm going to be gifting to my sister, so she knows about it. She picked it out. We found it on like a really good sale at Ewe Fibers in Charlottesville. They had like a spring sale, maybe, getting like phasing out some wool, bringing in some spring yarn, I guess. So I purchased for her this yarn, upside down. This is Mondim, and the color is warm gray. So I got her a sweater quantity of this for her birthday, which is in a few months. And I don't know what she's gonna make. It's fingering weight, and she had talked about making an Azor sweater, which I have made in this same yarn. I don't know if she's actually going to do that or she's just going to put it in her stash. But I saw it on sale and I thought, I can get this for you. Would you like it? So she said yes. And yeah, that's how she's going to get a sweater's quantity of this yarn. I love it. Similar to this, I feel as if it's, this might be a little bit like softer if you're sensitive to non-superwash wool. So yeah, I feel like it's sturdy, not pilly, all those good things. And right now it's a good, like, it fits well in my budget. And so I have this yarn as well that I am going to make into a sweater. I have it in purple that I don't know yet what I want to make. But yeah, so this acquisition just came recently, and I actually bought myself another purple one because I was anticipating potentially like running out of yarn, and since it was on sale, I thought I'd go ahead and get it. So yeah, okay, wow, that was a new record. I thought this was going to be a really long video, and it's one of my shortest. I can't seem to break like 30 minutes, so anyway, thank you for watching. You should definitely share with me what you're working on, and subscribe if you aren't subscribed. Oh, you know what? I wanted to share a little bit about our Disney trip just because I've gotten a couple questions about it. So, yes, if you are still watching, thank you. If you want to hear about a 2-year-old's trip to Disney, this is for you. If not, thank you. Happy knitting. Leave me a comment. I will see you soon. But basically, we live in North Carolina and we drove down to Disney World. It was about a 12-hour trek both ways, and actually my son did great. We all had a fine time. It was good. We saw a lot of rest stops and the weather was nice, and yeah, it was actually better than I could have thought. That's like how the whole trip went. It went so well. I was anticipating meltdowns and trying to, like, you know, prepare for things just not going well, like not liking the food or, you know, wanting to do something else, and none of those things happened. My son had a blast. He loved meeting the characters. He was nervous at first, I think, as most kids are, but he got an autograph book for them to sign, and that made all the difference. Like, he was so proud to show them his book and show them which signatures, you know, he had gotten so far. So yeah, it was really special. My mom and dad came as well, and so him getting to spend that time with them was just really precious. And I know my parents like took me a lot as a toddler, so then getting to see, I'm getting emotional, getting to see like my child having those same experiences, it was so sweet. They were, you know, like, oh, we took you guys to this breakfast when you guys were babies, and then getting to do it with my son, and, you know, him getting to meet the same characters and all of that. It was just, yeah, it was really special, I think, for everyone. So yeah, we had a really great time. If you want specifics, let me know. I'm happy to share them, what we did, where we stayed, what we ate, things like that. But yeah, Ollie had a great time. He loved the teacups. I'm trying to think what his favorite thing was. We watched the fireworks from one of the resorts. It's called the Polynesian, if you've been. And we're sitting on the beach, and Ollie just like laid down in the sand and just watched them and loved it. He could have stayed there all night, honestly. He just loved it. So yeah, that was really sweet. Yeah, overall, it was great. I mean, it's hard not to have some good memories, but I feel like they were all good. So very fortunate, and yeah, we had nice weather, no rain. It was a little hot, but that was okay. Made good for, you know, the weather or ice cream, all of those things. So anyway, that was our Disney thing. We stayed for 4 nights, and then like the last day we didn't do anything. We just got in the car and drove home. So yeah, I think that was a good amount of time. I think he was starting to get really tired. We did like go back for a nap every day, and I think that helped him a lot, and tried to keep his bedtime like within a couple of hours of where it usually is. So he was a trooper. He always was just looking at something new. He loved the monorail, riding the train. Yeah, he had a great time. He has been telling everyone about it, I guess, and yeah, we told him like we told him it was Mickey's house, because it's hard to describe to like a newly, he just turned 2 this month, like, we're going to Disney. Like, what's Disney? So he likes Mickey. We told him we were going to Mickey's house, where Mickey lives, where all of Mickey's friends live. And yeah, he really took that and ran with it. So yeah, it was really special. Okay, now I'm actually done. I hope you guys have a great weekend and happy knitting. I will see you in a couple weeks.